Hi, welcome to the Old Stuff Show. I'm Laurence and this is Sally, and this is a show where you bring your old stuff down and we look at the old stuff and we tell you how old this old stuff is, or whether it's a new bit of stuff or maybe not quite as old, and we decide and tell you what you should do with it.
In fact, this last weekend, we had all of our friends and neighbors were invited to come over and bring us their old stuff. We took a look at it. It was really a lot of fun. And let's take a look at some of that old stuff right now.
Good morning, Margaret.
Good morning.
It's like you're the first person on the show here. So what have you brought along today?
Well, I don't know what it is other than a mirror, but it was from my mom's cousin's husband's aunt who was in the war, and we got boxes of her old stuff.
Oh, right. In the war? Which war?
World War II.
Oh, right. So it's a lot older than that. Slightly off to the centre there. Maybe she used it for sending messages in the war.
It could be.
Okay, yeah. Well, it looks a lot older than that. Probably Victorian, wouldn't you think, honey?
Yeah, I would say so.
It's cranberry glass, which is, and you can see that, the old, where it's sort of not perfectly straight. It's got
It's hand blown.
I don't think it's hand blown,
No?
but it's a nice old piece in a brass frame, and you've got the convex.
That would be concave.
Concave mirror on the one side, so that it enlarge your beautiful face. That's a very nice piece. Actually, I've never seen one of these before. So
Neither had I.
No, it's quite unusual, isn't it? I'd like to have one of these. It's a nice old piece in a brass frame, and you've got the concave mirror on the one side, so that it enlarge your beautiful face. Okay. It's in a brass frame, which you could polish up if you wish to. Some people don't. They like to keep the original patina on it. It's screwed on there. That's a very nice piece. Actually, I've never seen one of these before.
Neither had I.
No, it's quite unusual, isn't it? I'd like to have one of these. Yeah. What do you think, honey?
I think it's probably, what did we say, $150?
Yeah, around about $150.
I think it's really interesting. Never seen
Cranberry glass is very desirable. A lot of people collect that. So it's got one little scratch down here, but
It has a little manufacturing.
yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's basically in pretty good condition. The mirror it's a little bit, the silvering's starting to go on it, so can't see yourself too well in there. Where am I? So there you go. That's what we think. About $150 for you.
Thank you.
All right.
So Kathy, you have some wonderful woodblock prints. Can you tell us where you got them?
Yes, I do. I received them from a friend of mine who spent time in Japan in the 60s, and he gave them to me as a gift.
They're beautiful.
Thank you.
On the fronts, we'll notice that there's actually a description of the woodblock print. It says it's an original woodblock print in the Festive Wine series by Hakumaki. And only 50 copies of these were issued.
Hakumaki?
Yes, only 50 copies were issued for sale. And the date on them is July 1969. They're really quite beautiful. Black with a gold circle. Do you know what they mean by any chance?
I don't know what they mean. That's what I would like to find out. They appear to be a poem, part of a poem, a series.
And then they also issued them in a book, it says.
Yes.
A limited edition, and then they have thrown away the woodblocks. They can no longer be replicated.
So limited edition.
Yeah, we tried to look up the artist in Davenport's and didn't see him listed. However, that we would assume that they'd be, certainly not less than $500 a piece. Probably more like $750 to $1,000, I would say. And what we want to make sure, though, is because these are from 1969, which is fairly recent, we want to make sure that they're kept in good condition, that we don't develop any foxing, we don't develop any problems with the paper, because paper is delicate and condition is everything.
So yeah, I thought it was a map of El Segundo, Maine, and Grand, but there you go.
Well, is this where the clock tower is?
Yeah.
We can say that. Nobody would know.
They're very beautiful and in great condition too.
Yeah.
So you want to keep them that way.
I might even keep them in the house.
Very nice paper.
Well, you should.
Yeah, I might.
But don't keep them in the sun. Don't put them in a window where the sun is coming in,
Right.
because you don't want to have any fading.
That's right.
But other than that, they're beautiful.
Good.
Thanks for
Thank
bringing
you
them
for
in.
coming.
Thank you for looking at them.
Appreciate you coming.
All right, no problem.
Well, good morning, Anne. How are you? And welcome to the Old Stuff Show. This is a very interesting piece you have here. This is the oldest piece on the show so far. Obviously, it's made of ivory. You can tell that by the grain in it. It's just like these little lines in it. If it was bone, it would have little black spots over it. So it's definitely a piece of old ivory. So don't worry about it. The endangered species and things, you're fine with this piece. It's actually Chinese, and it's a medicine lady. and it's probably somewhere between the 15th and 16th century. And they would take it into the doctors because the ladies wouldn't want to take their clothes off, so they would take this image of themselves to the doctor and point to whichever part is wrong with them. So she probably had a headache. Okay,
Or a stomach ache.
stomach ache or a headache, yes. It's very, very, very nice piece. And like I say, Chinese, probably Portuguese, Chinese origin of the Portuguese were in China for quite some time. So anything you can tell us about it, where it came from or history?
I know that it came from Macau.
Oh, it was just there.
And a friend of my aunt was in the Philippines. Her husband was stationed in the Philippines during the war. And so actually she was there before World War II.
Oh.
So it was anywhere in the late 30s to early 40s that she went to Macau and purchased this antique.
That's a beautiful piece.
Yeah, look at the detail on the hair.
Yeah.
And the
That
fingers
carving.
and everything. I think
really
it's
amazing.
beautiful.
Amazing piece, yeah.
So I've had it in a drawer for 25 years. I thought
25 years in
I'd
Georgia.
bring her out.
Came out and give us some daylight. All right. Okay, honey, on this beautiful medicine lady, would you cast a value on that?
Well,
What
it's
do you
hard
think?
to say. I don't have that much experience, but intuitively, I would not be surprised if it wasn't worth at least, I mean, at minimum several $1,000s and perhaps 5 or more. It's really quite unusual.
Yeah, it's a very rare piece.
And considering how old it is.
Well,
Yeah,
certainly
yeah.
it's extremely old, and
It's 500-600 years
carved
old, yes.
in a beautiful way. I mean, it's really a gorgeous, gorgeous.
She looks
amazing
quite happy
piece.
laying down there like that in the California sunshine.
Oh yes, it's such a sunny day.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank
All right. Bonjour.
Bonjour,
Bonne
comment ça
nuit.
va?
First Frenchman on the show here, the Old Stuff Show. So you've got plenty of old stuff here. Looks like a really nice collection of Chinese artifacts and antiques.
This is Russian samovar.
A
they call it.
samovar.
Yeah.
Right.
Obviously brass.
Right.
The teapot is up here. I'm sure
You need a couple of cups and
to keep warm, to keep it warm. I've seen these a lot from the Middle East as well. But it's, you know, often, and I guess in the Middle East they'd be making coffee.
Yeah.
But in
right.
China,
you notice
would
on
be
the
tea.
inside of this that they call this tinning, so that when they boil the water, it's okay to use. This stops the impurities of the brass getting into the water, so it's good to use. So whenever you use any metal thing to cook in old metal pot, they should have a tinning surface in them.
very good.
So it's okay for us to go
Yeah,
ahead
you can go ahead use that.
and,
Yeah.
and use that.
Yeah,
We'll use it after the
definitely
show.
use it.
Test it, shall we?
Right. Yeah.
A cup of
Have a
cha.
cup of tea, cup of cha.
That's right.
That's Chinese for tea.
Let's look at this one. This is my favorite thing. It's obviously a parasol. Unusually, this is a single piece of bamboo that has been.
Is that right? Wow.
Can you see? Here's the
Yeah. Okay.
right.
the part of the root.
Yeah.
Or the root. That's not what I meant.
They're not.
The knot in the bamboo, and
Yes, bamboos have
it's
knots, I guess.
extremely delicate and absolutely beautiful.
Oh yeah, I see that.
And
Silk.
it is silk, embroidered. It's stunning. I mean, they took that single large piece of bamboo
Show the inside.
and they cut it to create the spines. And then this again is another piece of bamboo with a root as the handle
It's got beetles and
carved, and all of this really beautiful, fine, silken handiwork.
if you push it up, it'll click into there, but we won't do that.
No, I want to be
Give
careful
me
with
Mary
it.
Poppins if you like, honey.
But it's actually, I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece.
What,
It looks 18th century period to me.
Oh yeah.
Although it may be older, I'm not sure. But it certainly looks at least to be probably about 150 years old, I would think.
Beautiful. Don't need it today.
Stunning, yeah. It's really, really amazing piece.
All in all, you have a very interesting collection here. Value-wise, well, these pieces here, if you've got a pair of those at home and a pair of these at home, you're probably, I would say, somewhere in the $10,000 mark, with these pieces being a museum pieces. But these are your expensive pieces here.
Yeah.
Okay, hope that's some help to you.
All right, thank you.
Very interesting for us to see it. Very
Yeah.
oriental
Okay.
filled show this week.
Yeah, I got quite a few more things, but it's like we were kind of in a hurry, so
Okay.
just whatever.
Well,
we
next
thought
time
we
maybe
thought.
you can bring a few more pieces.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Okay, well,
Au revoir.
thank you for your help.
You're
Au revoir.
welcome. All right.